And we are live.
We are live, you guys. Welcome. Welcome to Politics with the Princess, you guys. You are watching Politics with the Princess.
Hey.
It is Friday, June 25th. You are watching us on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest radio station in the world. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're streaming live on social media. You can like, follow, share, and also purchase ads. Call Roger, right? We'll give you Roger's number later. If you want to call in and talk to us, because we got 3 bad ass.
3 bad bitches.
3 bad. 4. I mean, I got 3. I'm not counting myself.
Oh, okay. Always count yourself, though, baby.
Always count yourself in. 313-355-6018. Call in. We're doing hot topics today, but we have we have two special guests. First of all. So first I need to introduce y'all. You already know the lady. One name, one word. Tony!
Go Tony! Go Tony! Go Tony! Go Tony! Go Tony!
And we have a longtime friend of mine.
Sister.
And Team Wimmer. Yes, sister.
We be
we argue like sisters. We fight like sisters.
And we love like sisters.
We love like
That's
sisters.
the bottom line.
And the bottom line is we got each other back like sisters. You know how sisters don't talk, but you can't say nothing about that sister without getting your ass cussed out.
And when we meet up.
Dree Cooper.
Hello.
Hey.
And so, our special guest guy, like you heard, we announced it yesterday. Okay, this young lady is so dynamic. Before I met her crew. I don't say employees, I say her team members. And they were so freaking happy working in this little small space and they smiling. And I was like, the owner gotta be dynamic. And the owner, she actually did 2 events of mine, and I still didn't meet her yet. But I'm like, she gotta be dynamic. Tiffany Barber.
Hair done, nails
Where's
done.
her book? Author.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey. With my faux lashes still looking good.
Y'all gotta get tickets to come in this room because the elevation is so high. Everybody can get in.
It's a
Can't sit
vibe.
with us.
It's a whole vibe.
So, Tiffany Barber is an author. Please hold up her book. She's an author. She's a comedian. She's a business owner. We're going to dive in deep to that a little bit. She's a mother. But she's an African-American female powerhouse, right? So we're going to dive into that soon. First, I have to say, today is a special day. I love Michael Jackson. Sorry, I did.
I'm looking
Tony already got the tears.
So, I love Michael Jackson. We got to get a Michael Jackson song on here soon, Tony.
Hey. Favorite Michael Jackson moment?
So,
All of them.
So we say, rest in peace, Mike. I was in the 3rd grade and Moonwalker had just came out, right? Y'all remember that movie Moonwalker? You like,
Yes.
Oh Lord. So my 3rd grade teacher was obsessed. Miss Baker. Her name was Miss Baker with Michael Jackson. We used to watch Moonwalker every day in class on VHS. I swear to God.
Really?
I swear to God. After lunch, she popped that movie in, and this was the life.
Wow.
I know it backwards and forwards.
We had to watch logging and shit.
No. She loved Michael Jackson. But I love Michael Jackson. And then I would say, something about Michael Jackson, people build him up because he was great in his talent. He was so talented. He was gifted. So they build you up to be this greatness, right? But it's the same people that try to pull you back down. And that's something that we have to watch.
What's that? The crowd that applauds for you, a clap at your the crowd that applauds at your coronation will clap at your beheading.
Yeah.
That part.
And it's like they enjoy it. It's like, oh my God, he got too far, she got too far. Let's try to cut them down. So, and I'm thinking in this moment, though, too, because we're going to talk about hot topics. We're going to get into Tiffany. I really want to know about Tiffany, how Tiffany became Tiffany. But I want you guys to call in and to share that because, I mean, we work so hard to achieve these things. Our parents tell us we can be anything we want. People around us tell us we can be anything we want. And then we actually do it, and then they say we're doing too much. It's this powerful young lady that reminded me of this. She's running for mayor. What is her name? The young lady that's running for mayor. Please look her up.
Which city?
Detroit.
It's two of them, isn't it?
Is it Maya?
Maya. And she posted something, Maya Jones. She posted something on her Facebook to where she just looked tired and drained. And she was asking the question, why do you say I'm doing too much now? I'm supposed to do all these things. You know, why is it doing too much now? I just got that question for y'all. Why is it doing too much for an African-American woman when she's doing, like, you know, oh, you're doing too much. And then on Instagram, I'm on Instagram minding my own goddamn business. I'm saying goddamn, I'm cussing today. Because I'm literally minding my own business. And so I forgot what I was posting. I don't know what I post because I just post shit. Like shit that I'm excited about. Because it's my goddamn Instagram.
In your life.
Then a motherfucker, no, I would say that, gonna come on my Instagram and say, I'm confused. What do you really do?
Why is it?
And it kind of fucked me up because I'm like, should I cuss? Oh no, this is the new Tashawna.
Did you respond at all?
Wait, so then I ignore.
Okay.
Then he DM me and proceeds to tell me the shit that I'm doing that making him confused. You work for the governor, you got a book, you got that. Like, he DM me my shit. So that means you just watching me, right?
Firstly, thank you for watching.
Secondly, I'm living my
Best
life.
Best life.
And I lost my father recently, and you know we lost a lot of people during COVID, right? And that reminded me, I'm going to do anything and everything I want to do because you only got one life. Just because you want to do this one thing and you want to be known as this. Right, exactly. I didn't want to say that. That's your prerogative. I've always asked the question, why not, since I was younger. Why can't I be a lawyer? Why can't? And now I'm going to law school too. And then what, bitch? You gonna be mad at that? Like, yes. Why can't you do all these things that they've told you could do growing up? So now you want to stop me from doing it? Guess what? It won't work. I'm still gonna do it. But I was nice and polite. You remember? Oh, Tashawna.
Why you?
She knew that Tashawna as she was transforming over where a bitch can get cussed out real quick, or
honestly, I do it for her sometimes, so she ain't have to.
It's okay. We all need that person.
But now I smiled. He didn't know I smiled, and I just told him I'm living, and you should live too. So call in, let us know why. Why do people say we're doing too much when we try to reach our heights or keep going and pushing for more and more of what we deserve? Or I should say, when we're walking into our blessings.
Hello.
And they're too busy fucking up there.
On your journey. And you're easier to dominate when you're not doing what you're supposed to do and you doubt yourself. So people will plant that doubt in you.
Yeah.
Or when you don't stand up for yourself. Or see, me and Tony have this thing and people don't believe us. But when we walk into places, people, I always say this, try us. I was going to say fuck with us. People try us. So I am very...
You did say fuck with you. You just said it.
Yeah.
She was just saying she transitioning. She was just letting it be known she transitioning.
I'm letting y'all know I'm trying to do better.
It's all good.
I gotta get off our phones
that.
and let people know where to do what at.
That's
too.
why I am very assertive. Like, soon as somebody come for me, I'm gonna let everybody know this is what's gonna happen when you come for me. Because people, am I wrong though? Just like Tony tried me when she first saw me. People come for me like when
and y'all became best friends.
We became best friends.
That's my sister now.
Yeah, this is like nobody can say nothing to me about Tony. You know how I am about loyalty. I am very loyal to people that I love, and I'm not like that with a lot of people. But when you in my grace, I'm gonna fight for you tooth and nail. But you cross somebody I love, you gonna get it, and you gonna get it hard. I'm sting the hell out of you.
Yeah, and you give it to the people hard that you love. Like she loved,
but a different way.
Wait, no, you love so strong to where you push for us when we not pushing for ourselves.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Tony gets it
and
hard.
then you take all that energy, and then she be so frustrated that we ain't pushing for ourselves. I don't understand why you.
She got it last night.
I got it last night, honey.
Good.
She got it last night.
So, and then I want to say this. So we're gonna bring on Tiffany because you guys, like her story is just So how did I meet Tiffany? Tiffany, of course, we had the African American Leadership Awards this weekend.
Bomb, and if you
Sorry, I
missed
missed it. I have a dress.
Okay.
It was
Y'all
so
real
nice.
bad.
3
It was
outfit
so
changes
nice.
by
So
me.
you was fly. Everybody
3
said you was
outfits.
fly. Everybody said you was
Oh
fly.
no, you weren't.
And so
I'll speak on that
Tiffany
in a minute.
held down the fort with this delicious hot dogs, and I would say restaurant stand because it's more than a hot dog stand.
That I still
They
ain't
do
get, but-
sliders and everything. She's so mad that she didn't get a goddamn hot dog. If I hear that one more time,
it was like
we
the
gon'
last
fight.
4 minutes.
God give her like 10 hot dogs.
Can you please bring her a hot
Tiffany,
dog?
I will.
We gonna have
will.
that.
Absolutely.
Because when I said,
Absolutely.
wait, I
Never.
said Tiffany coming on, she was like, who's Tiffany? I said, the girl that did the hot dog. She said, I didn't get no hot dog. I said,
Listen.
wait, let me just tell you this though. I didn't get no hot dog at the baseball game. I didn't get a hot dog at the African American Leadership Awards. But what I did get when I walked up to the car, her team was phenomenal. They were smiling because it was too early for me at the African American Leadership Awards. I walked out and left y'all in the, remember I disappeared? I went out to talk to them.
No, I know.
And so, oh yeah, because you had to close it down. So, when I say your team is who you are. So let's just say that. Wherever somebody work, if they're happy and they're smiling, that means that the person who is leading them is doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so then comes, I get a call saying we're doing a press conference. Team Whitmer's doing a press conference. And we need food, right? And I said, click. I remember these happy girls at this hot dog stand. So I call Al and I say, Al. Well, I had already committed Tiffany without anybody knowing. I said, I got this girl. I got a hot dog stand. Lock it in. She gonna do it. I didn't know her. She ain't know me. I didn't even know her name. I just knew the hot dog stand. And so we call Al. Al sets it up, get it taken care of. And she comes to the press conference. She was wonderful with catering, but who knew her story? She wound up speaking at the press conference, blowing people away, and enters Tiffany. Tiffany, take it away while we're on our phone, sharing. WJZZ Cool TV. We're going to listen to Tiffany. Tiffany, you have to tell it. Then I find out you know this guy that I know that is dynamic too. Doug Little.
Oh, yes.
Doug Little is
I
the
know
shit.
Doug Little
Shout out
as
to
well.
Doug. Shout
I
out to
remember
Doug.
Doug.
Yes.
Inkster, Doug Little. Tell
from
us
Inkster.
about Tiffany.
Yeah, because I went to school with Sean Blanchard. So that's how I ended up meeting Doug. I've been going to school with Sean since the 8th grade.
Tell us about.
I went to Drew, and then we went to McKinney.
I remember Drew.
Yeah.
Drew,
Yeah.
they shut that
Yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about where did you grow up and just go through it while we're sharing, you guys.
I'm on live, so put that
Here.
up there so everybody can still
it's the
see y'all.
phone
You have a
thing.
phone thing right there,
It's
right?
Oh.
Okay.
Y'all know I don't know how to do this.
It's all good.
They would
Can you
ask me.
adjust it? Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I can do my phone.
Ta-da! Give me your
Ta-da!
phone.
So we can move
me
it
your phone.
around.
No, I gotta find
Oh.
about to do the thing. Tiffany.
Well, first off, thank you guys for having me on the show today. I want to make sure everybody calls in 313-355-6018. We're live right
Call in and badger Tiffany. Ask her the question she don't want to answer. Call in.
now. Call it. Well, just a little bit about me. So my parents met fresh out of prison. My mother was raised in foster care. My father was raised on the streets as well. They met in a prison vocational program.
Okay.
And then they had me. They were never in a relationship, never married, anything like that.
It don't matter.
They just produced me.
Okay.
My mother, as a result of the way she was raised, she had a lot of mental health problems. And then, of course, she had a heroin addiction. So I was raised pretty much by heroin addicts off of Joy Road. I'm from Joy Road. That's what I'm talking about.
Excellent
Joy
word.
Road in the building. And
East side.
look at you. You
Joy
like
Road over
Harper
here.
Woods or something. Okay, we
I'm
know.
a Jefferson and Dickinson
No,
type of girl.
even though Harper Woods is the bomb, because shout out to my girl Rebecca Coleman, just became the first black judge.
Oh,
for
I
Harper
know
Woods.
her.
Oh yeah, I helped her campaign.
Oh my
That's my
God.
friend. We met in Rome.
Rebecca.
Yes,
She's
she
amazing.
got her MBA JD, and I was getting my MBA.
That's
so
what's
we
up.
actually met in Italy. So
Yeah,
been great
that's
friends
beautiful.
ever since. Me and my son
Wait,
campaigning.
did you say Italy?
Rome, yeah.
Look, Joy Road to Italy. Okay,
Right.
so we gotta hear it. Come on, you gotta tell us.
So I'm just gonna give y'all a little synopsis, pretty much of my story. So that's basically how I was raised. I started smoking when I was 11, drinking when I was 12, 13, just fighting a lot. Because a lot of times, especially back then when like you had the crack epidemic and remember your mama on crack rock. I'm like, who mama you talking about? You know, you be in denial. Like, my mama just an alcoholic. Like she not a crackhead.
She be sleeping a lot. She
sleep. Yeah. So all of that was going down. So it was kind of one of those things where it was like either I was going to beat you up or you was going to laugh. Which one do you want? You know what I'm saying? What you say? Them was not roaches.
It's easy
them
to
my
laugh.
pets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Them was my pets.
Lizards.
You weak because you
mad because you ain't got them.
That roach is pregnant. The egg hopping out.
And they do tricks.
To the point where now you can't even eat sunflower seeds over my house because I'll be having flashbacks like, it's a roach egg. Get it up.
I love her.
So for real. And I like to share my story because I think a lot of times people think that when you start from those type of backgrounds that you can't be any better. So once again, fighting, you know, going through a lot in my neighborhood, basically kind of raised by my neighborhood. My father was a great father, but he lost both his kidneys when I was 9 years old. So he was really sick. So he had a great influence on me. I was a great daddy's girl. He kind of guided me. And I have a sister that's 16 years older than me. So they kind of balanced out with my mom, whatever. So what happened was, and then I also was blessed to be able to go to this program called Horizons Upward Bound at Cranbrook Institute.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It was for, you know, for the little hood kids that want a little something.
Man,
go
you
there
were supposed to meet so many times because I got picked for the Cranbrook. You know how they came to the hood to get.
Yeah.
You know, they felt bad because it was all white. So they needed black people.
Yeah, they need
and
few black people.
Let me just go get them and then we pay for them.
Guilt program. Here's our little guilt program.
It is, but you know what?
But it worked.
It really worked because you stay there throughout the summer. You go home on the weekends. They make you go to school on Saturdays. And that's when I started to learn the difference between the way that I was taught in Detroit public schools when I was there, because I was barely there, or versus them. So a lot of times in urban schools, we're taught memorization, and some of those schools you're more so taught thought concepts.
And
why do you think about this?
How to own a business.
And analyzation.
Because they had classes on how to own a business, how to be business owners instead of employees.
Absolutely. And just your thought process. How do you think? How do you, you know?
To analyze.
Right.
Break things down.
So what happened was, and what I've come to find out in my life is that some of the worst things that happen to me always seem like they lay the role for the best things that ever happened to me.
She talking about something.
I mean, for real, because
that's in the book.
At that time,
adversity.
I had a big beef in my neighborhood, huge beef over in Joy Road. To the point where when I tried to go to the prom, they tried to jump out on me in my prom dress and all this crazy
cute,
stuff.
Huh?
Yeah, I was looking.
Haters.
I was a thug back then,
But
so
you was still
I ain't
cute,
turned
boo.
into a girl till about 31. But I was not a. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't feminine. Let me say that. I mean, I was, but I was very rough around
Just
the
say
edges.
you can beat a bitch ass.
Oh, yeah, a lot. So I ended up taking that, and because the beef was so strong, I had to leave. I ended up going to this school called Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is an HBCU. Mm-hmm. I had never been to New Orleans. The people at Cranbrook paid the housing, and shout out to HBCU.
Yes.
The people in New Orleans paid the housing deposit, which is the only reason why I kind of went. I go down there. I caught a Greyhound bus there. My daddy best friend took me to Memphis. From Memphis, I caught a Greyhound bus.
Memphis is my hometown.
Oh,
this
for real?
Is so weird.
Yes, because that's where I caught the bus from. And the thing is, I was by myself. I was the only person by myself. I didn't really know what to expect. Mm-hmm. I had a boom box and a suitcase. I didn't even know if they was going to have my name. I just knew that I was going to get out, go. You know, I didn't even know that you had to get your own sheets. So I'm taking it. I done stole their shopping cart at the Family Dollar. Sorry, Family Dollar.
That'll be all right.
I'm sorry.
Corporations versus humans. Keep going.
Listen, bad cheap sheets.
Stupid.
I got deers on my sheet because they $5. My best friend told me she thought it was from
worked.
Montana. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
No, the bomb. Made it through, you know, that whole college experience was something different because it gave me a different experience. Because although Cranbrook gave me experience, remember, we all had that same type of family dynamic versus going out here and now it's
people,
all
moms dropping them
I'm
off.
talking about black excellence, you know, They might have a pharmacy. They might be doctors.
They may have a farm. They may be lawyers.
I mean, it was just so many different dynamics.
But that made you push harder.
It made me push harder. I met a great group of friends that I'm still best friends with to this day.
That's how it goes.
And, you know, and it just allowed me to flourish. So when I got out of school, of course, I was still, and I talk about that in my book, Faith Over Fear Tells Retirement.
Hold the book up so
how
people can see.
It's available on my website, tbarbisfunny.com. But I talk about that in the book, just basically how it's really a process. Everything is a process. And I'm talking about even up to 6 months ago, 6 days ago, how you learn and how you supposed to take heed to everything that you learn. So I still was rough, you know, because I'm talking about I was in college.
Okay, but that's still okay.
I'm talking about we were blowing them down. Remember the next tails was out. I was doo-doo. I thought I was a real drug dealer. I got a $5 sale, $5. Run to the gate. You know, like we was just a $5 sale. I was ghetto.
Next tail. You don't know what next tail.
Okay, you two.
Tony,
you a baby.
It's
a
But you know what the next tail is?
It's like a walkie-talkie.
Like it was the shit. Everybody wanted them.
Yes.
Like you.
I'm young.
Okay. All right, we go, because you don't even know about paying for the minutes or nothing. Let's not even, let's not even clue her in
Remember,
this.
your phone bill could be $1,000.
She didn't know they smoked in restaurants back in the day.
Hold on. So, Tony, you don't remember roaming? Like, if you go to a whole nother state, they
Shit,
charge
before
you extra?
roaming, before roaming, when you was in your state, you got to pay for each minute. Phone bill be $500 a goddamn month. You be like, damn.
I can't even.
So,
real aunties of Detroit.
She remind me of my roommate from college.
She don't know.
No, but
She
we
not an
teach
auntie.
her.
You remind me of my roommate from college from
so
Cabrini
we
Green.
teach her.
I promise you.
So
do.
the
She's still one of my
question
best
is-
friends.
Chicago.
Yes.
So the question is, of course, you walked through all these experiences. It took you out of where you from, and I always tell people, that's what we know. Exposure changes the mind and makes you want new things.
And people holding you accountable.
But that exposure, if you're not exposed to it, you never even know that shit exists.
Yes.
When we were talking about when you were campaigning, and even when you talked about going to different places in Michigan, and those people having their first experience with you.
We talked about going up north.
Yeah.
Oh, with all them Trump
And
signs,
so when
Lord
you go
help
up
me.
north,
that's where I work.
And I had to really.
what do they always say?
Oh, it's horrible.
You different. No, you different from the other ones.
Yeah.
They never met any other ones. They never met any other ones.
And
So
then,
that's how I felt. So when I started,
I
started adapting. So I got my first professional job as a foster care worker. Like, once again, I have a dynamic family. Like, my cousin, my dentist, and all that. But remember, they were raised in foster care. So whereas normal brothers and sisters are this tight, it took them years. My mother had to go find some of them, and some of them found my mother, you know, to get their family unit together. And it's crazy to me how some of them were raised. And my mother had the worst time as far as being able to adjust and adapt from her abuse. But some of my aunties was abused too, and they still. I mean, it just was a.
It's
great
how
gene of greatness.
it's how you handle it too.
No, I'm still in therapy. Girl.
Yeah, I think
therapy
we
right now,
always
too.
stay in therapy throughout our whole life, which is the weirdest shit ever.
I mean, when you call your friend,
Not like.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
fine. Not like therapy, like literally going to a therapist, but I think life is just fucking therapy.
Oh, no,
It is therapy.
Because every day we
and
learn
I
something
got
new.
one too.
Yes.
But when we'll talk about that later. So I'll tell you that off the record. I forgot what
next week.
So when did it come to this incredible hot dog stand?
Oh yeah.
The whole
'Cause I can
transformation,
talk to you all day,
the
girl.
books. Oh, we will talk to her all day.
Yes.
Like this is not. She might as well just come on every Friday. The books and like when did it click and say I'm worth this. I can do other stuff. I can have what this person have. Because it clicks at one point. Because when you grow up a certain way, although they tell you worth it,
You don't believe it.
you don't believe it.
Self-esteem was so low.
Yeah, you don't believe you worth it. So when
low.
did it click for you to say,
I deserve this.
I deserve all of this?
And then some.
I'm gonna say this. So when I was in college, I worked at Delicious Dogs. That's how I ended up getting it. I bought it from him. So I've been on this journey of entrepreneurship for years.
Who's
I wasn't
him?
always. Well, it was one of my dad's best friends.
Okay.
I worked for him. He wanted to retire. He had been doing hot dogs. He took this how long he been doing hot dogs. She ain't gonna know. Tell you what I'm saying. Remember when the Detroit Free Press gave them people a buyout?
Yeah.
Years ago.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
When we were younger and we tried to figure out what's the fuck is a buyout.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
right.
When he got it, the guy got
Right.
it from
Tony's
and then
face, everybody.
What's a buyout? Right.
Now, what's the free press she probably wanted? What's a newspaper?
Like, y'all know that she like a newspaper. You mean Instagram? Anyway. So I did that. So I was going through with that, but I still, like I said, I still didn't feel worthy. I started working for the state of Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, I worked for the state of Michigan for 11 years.
Wow.
So that's what was so funny about that, because a lot of all the state workers.
But
Like,
you know what? I had a state worker, right.
Twanetta Ingram now.
Okay, so Twanetta told me this.
My first house.
That's my
ever
Twanetta.
had.
We about to get Twanetta on her.
First house I ever had.
Twanetta is
Worked for
my
business.
girl. And so what Twanetta told me personally, she said Tashawna, because now, you know, I invite her to like fundraisers and stuff like that.
Amazing.
And she say, it's so weird because I work for the state forever and I've never been invited to anything.
I just told somebody, I said when I was working for the state, I would have never been doing no government press conference. So, ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
Twanetta, we gotta get Twanetta on her.
But
We gotta find
oh my
Twanetta.
God, she is
Let's
amazing.
see.
So she told me my first house. So it was just a process, and I felt like, this is what I felt like. I felt like when you're working in your purpose, then God will send the right people to you. And that's how it's been for me. So I'm going to tell you when it really, really came to a head. So I'm working. I'm doing foster care. I'm doing great at that. But I never wanted to go into management. I wanted to do it to help people because I love to help people.
But you didn't want to do it.
But it was like, no, I wanted to. But you know how you doing something you don't have a need to advance. It's not
Right.
like, oh, let
It's
me
not
feel
how-
this out.
comfortable.
I'm comfortable right here.
When you're comfortable, you
That's
gotta
dangerous.
change.
Comfort
Right.
is dangerous.
Never become comfortable.
But that let me know that wasn't my
path.
ultimate path. I switch over to APS, right? On a fluke, like some emergency stuff happened. My coworker was a comedian.
Wow.
Invited me to an open mic. I said, well, I have a bucket list. And because I'm so crazy, doing comedy is on this list.
There you go.
She said, come do 3 minutes.
And you have the energy.
Let me tell you what's so crazy about that. I go to the bank for Delicious Dogs. Okay, we trying to consolidate. You know, we trying to upgrade our... Okay, I didn't do that.
Rewind, erase.
Okay, I'm trying to upgrade my, credit card system and, do things a little differently. My bankers say, my sister is a comedian. I'm going to invite her to this show. Just while we talking, just like that. Do the show. Her sister come. Her sister said, I'm going to invite you to Kool-Aid. I want to introduce you to Kool-Aid.
Wow.
Which is hilarious.
How everything just
Kool-Aid
flowed.
became my mentor.
Yep.
I started working. End up leaving the state. Okay? End up leaving the state to do this full time. Now, let me tell you what's the funniest part, the craziest part, and I'm going to shut up for a minute, right?
No, don't shut up.
No,
for a
you're
second.
fine.
The craziest part is, remember I said when the worst things happened to me. So I had a group of friends that really wasn't pouring into my soul.
Amen.
It was more like
They weren't your friends. We were
Amen.
You had people you were around.
Yeah,
Okay.
people I was around. More laughing stock, like, oh, you not funny like that. You more goofy.
Haters.
How could you? I mean, it was just like everything about me. You know how you get around the wrong people, so you doing all the wrong things. So now I'm drinking more than I probably normally would. I mean, I love me a cocktail, but now I'm looking stupid, and I was going through a lot
I drink
of
too
pain,
much when I'm with her.
But you ain't drink too much. You ain't talking what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something different.
Right. I know. I'm joking.
I'm asleep, at the bar. Like, okay. But I started to realize this what they want from me. So
That's what they
feed
want,
into it.
to stop
Instead
your
of saying,
gift.
Get your shit together.
Hey, girl, we know your parents are dying and you
Come here.
going through a lot.
Get your shit together.
If we gonna get drunk like this, let's do it at home, because I was going
They
through a
what?
lot.
They don't. You're
I
right.
was raising my brother and my sister.
But
it
if
was
you
just rough for
advance,
me.
where
But-
do you leave them?
But then the one thing about people too, they like when you going through a lot
Oh yeah.
because they like to keep you at that. You know what I'm saying?
Because if
They
you
like
advance,
to.
what do they
It's
look
like
like?
a creepy, sick-minded shit, y'all.
It really
That's
is.
what. Like, no, literally, this weekend, I saw shit. I saw people, and the light bulb came on, right? And then I say for the Juneteenth celebration, like when people think that you are advancing, and it's just a weird thing, and I don't even know if they know that they're doing. I think the spirit jumps into them, and I'm just trying to give them, excuse. And I'm just trying to give them an excuse.
No
It's
excuses.
like
It's their excuse.
they lose their. I don't know. It's the crab in the bucket thing. And it's like,
Absolutely.
no.
Crabs ain't meant to be in
It's
buckets,
like,
so that's
no.
another excuse.
I gotta go. Let me just give a quick example. Tony's so fly. She walk in the room. She shines. People want to work with Tony. Somebody text me to inquire about what does Tony do to Tashawna because I want her. I love Tony next to me. Tony can handle a problem just like that. But I'm not going to stop Tony from making her coins. Bye, Tony. Because it'll have to be a new Tony that comes. You have to encourage people to get the fuck on. Now, another person to be like, won't even tell you. That's what I'm learning because I'm watching people. They're going to tell you this person interested in you. This is a great organization. You should do it. They'll sit there and hold you there and be like, don't even say nothing. No, they'll say, no, you don't want Tony.
Or when
You don't want Tony this. You don't want Tony this.
Let me tell you
That
about
is
last week with Tony.
Yeah,
You know,
and
it'll
they'd be like, but
that,
you
yeah.
hanging with her.
I'd be like, bitch,
That's
your
the
mama.
thing.
That's me right there. You're not coming
You
to my friend.
want to push if they are your, and it's just I don't even do it to people who my friends. I do it because you see it. Like I always tell people, I say this over. I put it on my Facebook. If you see it, say it. God damn it, you don't know when you gonna be able to say it again.
Well, I
If
stopped
you
helping
see
everybody.
stuff in people, and it's different from helping because sometimes we help you go too far. We
I
go
know.
too far.
Not no more.
But it's like a limit.
I'm like you. I'm working on
You
it.
open up a door, and it.
We grew up in trauma. That's our thing.
No,
Yeah.
I really
I've been
grew
taking care of
up
my
in trauma.
parents forever since I was.
I grew up in trauma. Really?
Okay, Miss Harmon, God.
So,
right. Here you go.
HGK.
You was something else. But you know what? Don't knock that Joy Road trauma. 'cause
Look,
that's a
Harmon
different type of
Gardens
trauma.
and Joy Road was crazy, dog.
absolutely.
Like, no,
Absolutely.
literally.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine walking to school and boom, dead body? Can you imagine playing
we got that
outside?
at Inkster, too.
No, literally. No, look.
Inkster for sure.
Inkster was crazy. Y'all dropping like flies. Can you imagine standing outside, y'all playing baseball, some motherfucker come running down the street with a gun,
Shout
shoot
out
another
to Inkster.
motherfucker, y'all just sit there
Y'all
like,
just sitting there.
oh, let's go play baseball again. That shit.
You gotta go home and eat. Like, I'm about to go home
Yeah,
and eat dinner. Mama
Like
like,
it
what's
didn't
wrong?
happen.
Like, I just saw somebody
You-
die.
wait.
She like, you want some
You gotta
extra
wake
cake?
up. No, not only that, you gotta wake up the next day and go to school like the shit normal.
Yeah.
And a teacher, you gotta be on point and do work. 1 + 1 is 2. When you just saw a motherfucker get chased down and get shot, like
No,
in your
absolutely.
face.
No, absolutely. I think
Like-
that trauma, it's a lot. And I think a lot of us suffer from PTSD and don't even notice it.
We don't.
And,
Duh.
and as black women, you know, I was misdiagnosed for many years. I kept going to the doctor just real quick.
Oh, because they think black women can just bear a lot. We
I kept
bear
saying,
everything.
you know, well, what the fuck am I bipolar? What's wrong with me? You know, and it wasn't until
One check
this
bipolar.
year that I got
One
diagnosed
check.
with PTSD. They kept saying, oh, it's just you just depressed, and
No.
it wasn't depression.
No.
I had
No,
PTSD.
it's that you
No.
fucked up from growing up.
No.
Yeah.
And all these
PTSD.
years, I was taking meds for depression, and I wasn't even fucking depressed. They just tell you one thing, push you out the door, take this,
Yeah.
bad bitch, you know. And that's
So
not fair.
we want to remind you that you are watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ, the coolest radio station in the world. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Call in and join the conversation, 313-355-6018. And we have the dynamic Tiffany Barber in the house.
Ow.
Look at the name of the book, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
No, the other one. Let's pick up
The
the
Hood
other one
Rat
first.
Kitchen.
The Hood Rat
Let me
Kitchen.
see this.
Now, the title of
Now I'm
the
talking
other
your
one.
language.
And
a
I
baby
love that people are
It
not
is a
ashamed to
baby.
be
Amen.
hood.
You
Be
just
as
sit here
hood
like-
as you want to be.
Well, I think that, okay, so
It's
some of
about
that
owning yourself.
comes from different things. And this is what I'll say is like comedy. I think that in the last 5 years, I've probably grown more than I have, period.
Amen.
And I've grown a lot, you know. I went to grad school. I went and got an MBA. I mean, I did a lot of things. That's how I was able to travel the world. They really put me on to that because now I'm in school with business people and they get international business endorsements. And then we at UAD and now they like, look, we want to take the whole class.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, because, you know.
Do I belong?
Yeah.
Do I actually belong?
But and
there?
before international travel, you thinking like, that's a lot
No,
of
that's
money.
what
And
you're
they like,
thinking.
girl,
Well,
$2,000 ain't nothing. Then you find out later on. Well, I guess it ain't. I'm going. You know, it's the
Yeah.
experience that you'll have for a lifetime. So, and that's what I was saying. So the worst thing happened with the people that I thought were my friends. I ended up getting jumped, right?
By
As
your
a grown
friends?
woman.
Girl.
The friends. That's a whole nother story. But
Okay.
as a grown woman, And this was during the first campaign for Rebecca. Remember Rebecca, we ran for Wayne County. We didn't get it, but I was trying to get these petitions signed. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. So that time this happened, which led me to separate myself from them, and I started to feel better. Those first couple of days was horrible.
It's horrible,
but
the separation.
Immediately after, I started doing comedy. The next month, never stopped doing it, never questioned myself in that way. I just kept going with it. And that's when I said, okay, God, you set that up as a rough moment to really help me get
so
it
what
together.
I call it is, what we call it is in that book I wrote, that workbook, we call it the knock at the door.
Let me see what
So the knock at the door. Oh, I'm sorry. So, look, I've been selling.
I haven't even seen the book. Where'd the book at?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got one.
You showed me, but you know, how do we get
It's
the
a
book?
workbook.
How do
I
we
think
get
this
the
one
book?
is somebody.
Why don't you show the book to the camera first, babe?
They seen it 1,000 times.
Well, my
How you
camera
know?
have
You
it.
can have new followers.
Okay, so listen. It's called the knock at the door.
Okay.
And this is a workbook that helped me change my mind. So I use this in my nonprofit. It's somebody's book, so you can't take it. You can't take somebody's book.
I wouldn't take.
Tria take somebody's shit.
I would, but I'm
and
not.
say,
I'm
come
just-
to my house and get it.
Not anymore. I would just make you get me one.
So, it's the knock at the door, right? And so I think the knock at the door is like at the bottom. But it's when God says move. Tiffany, God told you to move from them a long time ago. You ain't move. So here's a whisper first. It say, get the fuck on. You supposed to be doing something else. No, these my friends. I don't want to separate from them.
I love them.
Then he knocks and says the same thing. Get the fuck on. You supposed to be doing something else. You don't want to listen then. No, these my friends. Da, 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 da. He makes it so uncomfortable.
That you have
He
to.
makes it so uncomfortable that it's no choice but you to go move and focus on what he sent you here to focus on. So that's when conflict happens and people don't understand it. So that's now when people are revealed to me and I start seeing shit, I'm able to separate in a comfortable way. It's so weird because, you know, usually you separate with an argument. You separate with a bitch, you did this, you did this. I don't have to tell you what you did. You know what you did. And we just separate peacefully.
Right.
Because it's not them. We supposed to move anyway. We're done with what we needed to do. That time was over. We just don't want to move on because we're fearful of success, which is the craziest thing. I found myself always being fearful to succeed because you're scared that they're going to say, when you succeed, people look at you different. You're like, oh, she thinks she this. No, for real. It's a fear.
I mean, they're going to judge you anyway.
But that's what you got to realize. You're going to get judged if you don't succeed. You're going to just judge if you do succeed. So then you just stop giving
And I don't
want
want to be comfortable with those people that ain't giving it.
But it's a thing about success and especially black women. And I think African Americans, more so black women, because we bear so much, do we deserve it all? And we have to remind ourselves, do we deserve it all? Because sometimes the people that we closest with, you know, they'll say you deserve it, but do they really mean it? You know what I'm saying? And then they'll pop up and say some slick shit one day. And you be like, damn.
I'm talking about, but the actions always speak louder than words. And I'm going to have to really, that resonates with me so much.
You got to know when to move.
It is hard to really, truly feel like you deserve it because we've been raised. So, for instance, just like if somebody be like, oh, she thinks she cute. Well, she should think she cute. Well, I'm going to think I'm ugly. I'm going to think I'm ugly. So, yes, I do. But a lot of times you'll be like, no, I don't.
I'm not me. I mean, I do.
I have up into. I'm telling you, I've had a real problem with that. Like people always like.
Why does that bother people that you
Girl, look, as you see now. Remember when you first met me? I was a little. You pull back a little. I used to pull back. You know you can do this. You know you're great at doing this. You know you've trained to do this. You studied to do this. This is what you do. Do the shit. I used to you're scared because you're scared that people are gonna, oh, she thinks she all that. She thinks she that.
Always find
Guess
a
what?
reason
I
to
am
humble
all
you.
of that. Because anything I do, I take the time and study it before I do it. I don't just go do it. I mean, it's work and effort goes into it. It's not, you know, you come up with an idea. It's the idea, you work on the idea forever before you even execute the shit.
But
So,
And that's something I'm still working on.
this something we trying to put into Tony. Because let me tell you about Tony. Tony, she's sitting over here like, yeah,
I was gonna say, Tony
Tony
don't
is
seem
so,
like it's no
wait.
problem.
No, it is. It's a confidence problem. Tony is so fucking talented. And I mean super talented. She does makeup. She did the makeup for our commercials. Badass. Like people came in.
She makes wigs.
People
clothes,
people came in.
Retired what?
Wait,
Makeup
people.
artist?
Yeah, she thinks she
She
retired,
alive.
but she
She
not.
alive.
She not. People came in. No, they ain't not supposed to be on camera. She made them look like they need to be on the camera less than 10 minutes. Okay. She does makeup. She make clothes. Like and I mean the dresses she wore at the award show. She made.
Really?
Hell yeah.
That black one with the hair wrap?
Hell
Now,
yeah.
that's what I saw.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the black one with the hair
So,
wrap.
but
Wow.
not only she works with elected officials to where she's like she knew how to just work that whole leadership awards without Tony. I don't know. Like our event planner called and said, y'all staff, y'all need to keep her. We like, that's not our. She was like, y'all staff. She said Carter and she said Tony. And we like, that's not our. We felt bad like that's not ours. And then we hung up like our staff. Like,
right.
That's how good. That's exactly. She's like, oh no, I have to have them next year. By the next day, actually that night I missed it. Curtis texted me. Does Tony do for a living to see if he can fit you in anywhere? That you know what I'm saying? No. But I'm saying this is she doesn't want to
You out there and fail. She's afraid of failure, and also she thinks people will abandon her.
Guess what? Everybody abandoned my ass. That's the one thing that I'm
That
Did
happens. That happens.
I'm saying it's.
Don't be that one.
Don't be that one. Seriously.
You know what she's talking about.
It's
Don't
like-
be that
I pick with her.
Let me
Okay.
tell you, it's so
That's
like
how
I
I
was
supposed to
just
be.
having
I've
this
been
conversation with somebody really close to me, and after the award show, the certain stuff that was happening and going on, you feel like, damn, it's kind of long, you know, like
lonely. It does
it's
get lonely.
lonely.
Friends. Your battery,
Just click
charger.
close.
Oh, okay.
It's lonely, and you ain't even hit the
Top yet.
what you know is the top.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
what they see right now ain't shit to compare to what's coming.
Right.
And and I'm gonna be honest, it's really lonely right now.
It
Like
is.
I was just lonely the past couple days. Like, damn, I can't even trust nobody. Damn, I can't even talk to nobody. And then if you don't talk to them, they make shit up anyway. You like, you just made up a whole lie. It's really fucked up.
No, absolutely.
part.
And
They just make up whole lies. It's like that didn't even happen.
I'm
the
so glad I don't hang out
transition
at
is
gas
something
stations.
else.
Tony.
And then you have so
I'm so
many
glad I don't hang out at
transitions.
gas
It's so many
Because you got
trans-
transitions like I had from
Shut
my
up.
hood friends. Now they feel like I'm bougie. I haven't changed. I ain't did nothing different.
I ain't did nothing different.
But now I got some friends with a job.
That's called
So now-
projecting.
Oh yeah,
Bougie.
that hood thing. Like, cause of where we grew up,
Yeah.
they be like,
That's called
you different.
projecting, honey.
yes.
You
Like
I'm
you
not
swallow that
different.
pill with no water.
I'm still the same
Trying to make
silly,
somebody
crazy
choke.
person.
Period.
I
Oh,
just
period,
know
boo.
how to, and I think where we grew up, I always tell people where you grew up and what you've been through is more power. It helps you manage the other
Stress,
side.
especially stress.
No, it helps those relationships with the business people.
Right.
Because they ain't never seen no shit like that. They be
never
like,
seen
damn.
it.
And you can
And
read
they ain't
people.
never seen no straight. You can read
You can
people
read
quick as
people.
hell. You be like, okay, nigga, you just talking shit.
You can read people.
Don't wanna
and
do business
you
with
can smell
you.
bullshit when you walk in the room. You be like, they own it. They own it.
They own it.
They own it.
That be me. I walk
Yes!
straight up and I be like,
And you do tell
I
us
ain't-
and we don't
I'm
even
like, I ain't
listen.
Tony
fucking
calls
with it.
me and be like, you can't hang with them.
That's just
Just
that.
reading
That's
that
just that,
energy
yep.
immediately.
Tony be like, that person you was with.
But what?
But it's hard to trust yourself in that.
Yeah.
Because I've had situations like that where it's like, you know how you meet somebody and you like, it's just something about
It's
them.
something.
I can't say. I
It's
don't
something,
know.
you know.
And you
It's a
continue
creepy
to do
feeling.
it, and then it'll always come
But
back
that
up.
gut feeling, that's why I said everybody has discernment. It's that gut feeling that you know. And now something that it was hard for me to do was cut. Remember, it was hard for me to cut motherfuckers off. It's so easy now. It's real easy
How
when
you like, do
that
this
shit
little
easy as hell.
shit?
Like as soon as that shit
Hold
happens,
on, the
click,
button is just
and then
programmed
I
in the
tell
phone
you,
like
then
that.
I tell you, God bless you as I'm cutting you off. Cause I don't wish no harm on you. I want you
It's
to be
not that
successful.
serious, yeah.
I will help you be successful, but I just can't fuck with
Then
you
we
like
say
that no
that
more.
last night. Be like,
It's so
charge it
easy.
to the game.
It
They're
used
lost.
to be so hard for me to just, you go a couple days. I can't believe this. You talk about it, do all that. Like once I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want you to know that I know the thing the fuck that you did. Because I don't even want to waste my energy of you at telling me that you didn't do it. When I know you did it.
Or
and
I don't want to hear that excuse.
I don't even want to. No, because
like
when
that
you
just
take the
recently.
time to hear the excuses, gives them time to come back in. I just want to cut, gone, bless you, bless me, let's move.
Because I got so much other stuff to focus on. And I don't
Once
need
you know your
reliving and
mission.
lying to me, especially when you're about to lie to
But
me.
it's a waste.
Oh, you know they about to lie.
But it's a waste of time.
You know it.
Know what I'm
I know
saying?
before
to
they
go
even
back and
get to
forth.
do
Why
it.
go back and forth? Why
It's
go
a
back
waste
and
of
forth?
time and energy when I could be making money.
Yep.
That's why I always tell people, why you talking, I'm working. I always tell them that. Why you sitting there talking? I'm working on the next.
And I ain't about to pause what
I'm
I'm
not-
doing for you because you had your chance and this is what you chose to do with it. So this is what I'm choosing to do
People
now.
just do the dumbest things.
They really do. They really do. And I think that it's almost like we're speaking to sometimes, and not making an excuse, because I get exactly what you were saying, or I think I do when you were saying
Yeah.
make an excuse. What it is that as human nature, we have certain emotions, and sometimes I do believe that some people can't control it.
They can't.
Now, what I will say is that you can't fix a problem you don't have. So if that is a problem for you, then that's something you have to acknowledge. That's like
Be
for me to
accountable,
grow,
though.
right?
Be accountable.
You know, how somebody come
Exactly.
to you and say, I had a problem with you doing this, and that. And I will bring up something from 3 months ago. Well, I had a problem. I had to start checking myself and saying, you know what, Tiffany, you wrong. Because when you had that problem,
You should've
you
said
should have
it.
Said
addressed
that
it.
then.
It ain't
Yeah,
on
that's
you
true.
to
I might
bring
not
up
be that
this problem
person.
now.
I might not
because
even still
they
be that
bringing up
person.
this
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
Let me.
Because they didn't
That's
even
not
know you
fair.
had that problem.
And they might not
That's
be
not
that person
fair.
from 3 months ago.
But I had to be honest with myself and say that's a flaw in order to fix it now. Where it's like
You
it
gotta
might be hard
always
for me,
tell
but let
people
me say
this.
what's up right now
Yeah.
because I don't want it to come up later.
Before you can do anything with anybody else, you gotta look yourself in the mirror.
And
That's
deal
a
with your
hard
demons.
thing to do. And know yourself. Like, you have to know yourself.
I made
Tony, you can.
I made a post
Hold on,
on
she did
Facebook.
like this on you. I like
Tony
the
let us
salon.
know
Very
that we gotta
quiet,
pay some
very-
bills, and she wasn't, that's why I love
That was
Tony.
very quiet.
You are watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Watch us live on Facebook,
Thank
YouTube,
you.
Twitch, and Twitter. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. Call in and talk to Tiffany Barber or our girl Dree Cooper, who we gonna try to kidnap to stay here. At 313-65. What is the number?
355.
355-6018. 313-355-6018.
And I want to say this for everybody because accountability goes a very long way. Ask yourself before you do something, why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you're
To hurt
insecure?
people,
Are
yeah.
you doing it to hurt somebody? Are you hurting yourself to hurt somebody else? Are you trying to take someone down? Because if you put yourself in time out before you do something, you can save a lot of trouble.
And then also,
Absolutely.
if you're trying to do those, if you're doing it maliciously and you're doing it for all those things, it's gonna come right back to you.
So if you just stop,
When you do it to somebody, you're doing it to yourself.
that's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. So
No, absolutely.
when you hurting somebody else,
You hurting yourself.
You
You
so
already
stop
done-
and say,
you
why
already
am
done
I
wrote your
doing
path
this?
out. You
And
already
you
done
might
marked
be
your
able to
path.
stop and check yourself. Put yourself in time out for a minute. You know, it's okay to do that because a lot of us are reactive due to our PTSD and our past traumas.
Absolutely.
We are reactive. So again, ask yourself, why am I doing this before you fucking do it, and you'll save yourself a lot of embarrassment because sometimes you'll run up on the wrong bad
And I always
bitches.
tell people this: know the facts before you act, because like, again, I found out that it'll be your longtime friends, right? So you got your longtime friends that have been with you, and then they hear something immediately, and then they be like, "Oh my God, that's fact, because I heard it. Such and such said they did this, this, this." That's the dumbest. That's another stupid thing you do, and I always tell people, those people were waiting to hear something about you because they ain't been your friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
They was waiting, but what they don't know is what that person done told you ain't fact, and now you look like a fool because you done jumped on that side real quick.
Repeated it.
Boop! I'm on this side. and it come back that person is an idiot and don't know.
And you don't know people's relationships.
You
like
do not know people's
you will come to somebody
relationship.
and be like, you ain't this and that with
Learn
them
the
and blah blah
relationship.
blah. And I've told people before, like, okay, well, go ahead and do this and that, but that's my sister.
You don't
that's
know.
such and such.
You don't know people's
And you
relationship.
destroyed a relationship with somebody, and those people still cool, and you looking like boo boo
You
the
looking
clown
like a
somewhere,
fool
and
somewhere.
cut all your access off to things. Know what you're doing before you do it. Again,
Know who you talking
pause,
to.
stop, ask yourself why you're doing it. Sit your ass still sometimes. It's cool. It's cool.
That's true.
Chill out.
That's true,
'Cause
Tony.
the prison you make for other people is sometimes the one you sit in.
It's yours.
Yeah.
It's just human nature. It's the laws.
Yep.
It's law of attraction.
Hi, Tyler.
Whatever you put out, you get back tenfold. That it had to be so many people hating on me this weekend. I swear to God, all this good shit started happening. It was crazy. It was like boom, boom, boom. So I know, like, when good stuff happening, it's like a heat of hatred somewhere behind your back, because that's how it happened. Like, this weekend, it had to be so
But
much
people
hate.
want access to you because they think you are like the pathway to something else. They want to use you, and that's what a conversation.
But they can't. The people
I've
can't
had
use
with several
you.
people, like, go ahead and fuck over me to get there, but me and her gonna be all right. Like, maybe 9
Anyway.
months from now, like,
All you gotta do is make one call.
like it's not that
Like,
serious.
act like.
And they be like, why you ain't ask Tashawna for this and that? That's not what I do.
So, Tony,
Yes.
you got anything to say about the topic we're talking about people?
Not necessarily anything like that, because after having honestly, after getting cussed out a whole damn month for the past,
You must got cussed out so bad because
Okay.
you've been really quiet today.
No, I didn't cuss her out, but I had a
it was more so of a talk.
Wait,
and
we
I'm
didn't even
finally
say
coming
you,
to the
but you're telling on
realization-
yourself.
It's always her.
Listen.
But no, I'm coming to the realization of
I had to threaten
my
not talking to her.
self-awareness and what problems that I cause with or amongst myself, and how I'm stopping everything that could possibly be good for me.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sometimes you got to know, this is what people don't understand. On the way to wherever you're trying to get, it'll be little stops along the way, and people that cause bullshit, right? And at that point, you gotta say, am I gonna sit and argue with you over this bullshit, or am I just gonna cut it as a loss,
And keep it moving.
keep it moving, and you leave them where they stand?
Where focus
You
goes,
gotta
energy
know
flows.
when to
Hold them
cut
and when
it.
to fold them.
Yes, poker.
and
Hold
I'm
them.
definitely
You
Rock
don't know,
that pop
because
over
if
there.
you take the time, no, serious, if you take the time and cuss everybody out, or take the time to have that fight, sometimes it's not worth the fight. It's like the other side.
Some
And let
people
me
wanna
tell
fight, too.
you a little secret. She knows this. Business people don't like drama. So if I'm trying to bring y'all two in on a deal, and me and her millionaires, right? And I'm trying to bring y'all two in on a deal, and y'all get into an argument about anything, we don't want to deal with neither one of y'all. We're not trying to hear the story that, oh, she started it, it's really her fault. We don't give a fuck who fault it is.
It's just
Right.
drama.
Go,
Nobody-
okay, let's go on and find somebody else. So that's the concept. People think they can call those business people, like, even if you call her and say, well, Dree did, we hanging up on you.
Right.
Business people who make money do not have time for any mess.
What's the quote? A
No
person
mess.
from the outside can't see who the fool is when two people are arguing.
Right.
Y'all
They
both are
don't.
fools.
They do not give a crap.
But we
They
do.
don't have time for any mess. No mess at all. So both organizations get canceled out, and we move on to the organization that look like that. Now they might have some mess behind the scenes, but guess what?
It's behind.
We
the
don't
scenes.
know that. They didn't bring it to us.
Until
They didn't.
somebody write a
They
book.
didn't take the time and call Tiffany and say, Tiffany, I know me and Dree supposed to be doing. This is $1 million deal, bitch. We ain't got time for this shit. Y'all talking about $20 when we dealing with millions? That's the difference between them next levels. So I would give you advice to just know when to go on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know. And that was hard for me because I used to want to cuss everybody out.
Right.
And I did cuss everybody out.
That's a waste of my time. That's what I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
And
Been there.
energy.
Write that down. Know when not to cuss people out.
And on top of that, too, one thing that I've learned, especially like in comedy and entertainment, because it's so competitive. And then you think about it's competitive across the nation, even more competitive here in the city of Detroit, because we have very limited resources. It's not like we in Hollywood. We don't have a whole lot of comedy clubs to choose from. You know, it's very selective. But what I found out is that conflict a lot of times will propel the next person. Now, the people who had no idea of who this person is, now they know their name. Not to say whether it's a good or a bad thing. All I'm saying is that you're giving your energy to something, and you might even be helping them. So sometimes it's better to say kindness. A lot of times, people pick a lot of stuff with me constantly, and I've learned to really ignore it. And when I see them out in public, like you said, hey, I'm inviting you in. I don't want to sit on the phone with you, but I'm not about to give you any of my energy, any of my shine, any of my time.
So I want to say thank you guys for watching Politics with the Princess. We are at the end. We're going to do our at the hour wrap up. On Facebook. We always do it at the hour. And I will say this. The main way you make somebody famous, and this is what we're going to talk about, is to keep saying their name, whether it's good or bad. Keep saying the name.
Yes.
Keep saying it. That's how you make them famous. We'll see you again on Politics with the Princess. We're going to have to